Hey, welcome everyone. I hope that you're doing good today. So what I want to cover as part of this particular lesson is that I understand that all of you are trying to make your digital courses, and a lot of people have been asking me recently about that. How do I create a digital course and what is the structure that I need to follow? So as a matter of fact, what I've done as part of this video is that I'm actually recording this video for you to have an entire checklist right in front of you. So if you are creating a digital course, if you are an author, consultant, speaker, or anyone who is willing to create a digital course, because that's where the industry is going at this point of time. And if you want to create a digital course, there is a certain pathway that you need to follow. So what I've done as part of this video is my intention is to give you all the checklists in front of you so that you don't have to miss out a step. And my intention is to give you all the information right available. So if you want to create a digital product, there are basically 5 steps that you need to follow. What you've got right in front of you are the 5 steps, and I'm going to decompose this whole 5-step process for that you understand a clarity, and you've got a checklist in front of you when you're actually creating your digital information product or courses, as a matter of fact. So the way it needs to follow is that there is an element of pre-work that needs to be done. Once you've done your pre-work, then you go to the next stage, which is the actual make, when you actually create your digital course and where you understand what are the content that needs to go inside the course. The next step for you is to mobilize your course, which is all the technology setup that needs to happen before you can actually make your course available for the public to sign up and for people to take on the journey of the digital course that you are promoting. And after that is the marketing stage. That is one of the most important steps as well, because you can create a digital product, you can create one of the best products, but if you're not able to market it properly, if you're not able to serve it to the right audience, then it's of no use. And my intention is to give you all the information and checklist for you to understand what are the steps that need to happen. So, and the last but not the least is the manage step. This is where when the people have come onto your journey, when the people have bought your course, your journey doesn't stop here. You're basically serving the audience once they have bought the course. Gone are the days when you actually can sell the digital course and then you can just wait. What you need to do is to build up a tribe, to build up a community of people who are actually buying your courses and nurture and harvest that relationship with those people so that you have those fans which are following you throughout your life, which means that when you come up with a new course, when you're creating something new, there are already warm and there are already hot audience who have bought courses from you, who are ready to buy additional courses when you're ready with your next launch. So that is one of the important part as well. So let's just dig deep into this whole thing and basically simplify this whole checklist for you so that when you are creating a digital course, you've got a clear understanding of what are the steps that need to be followed. So let me just go to the first step, which is the pre-work stage. So I'm just going to share my screen with you, and what you've got in front of you is the pre-work. And the pre-work is clearly saying the first step in the pre-work, if you look at it, is the niche identification. So we've talked about that you need to be clear about who is your target audience and what niche are you operating under. That's one of the first steps. So the key niche or the places where people are spending a lot of money are 5 basically. You can make digital courses in any domain that you want. You can make a digital course about how to dance a cat, how to train a dragon, or whatever that you can think of. But essentially people are willing to spend money in 5 different niches. And that is, number 1 is the business growth. If you're able to help people out to increase their business in any shape or form by either increasing the revenue or either decreasing the operational cost or helping them with the financial side of things, whatever that you can do to help their business grow. The second is the career growth. If you can help people achieve the outcome that they're seeking with regards to the career growth that they are, people want to grow in their careers, and if you can help them out to go to a different level in their careers, or if you can help students to achieve and get a job to the companies that they really want, that is one area that is always hot. The next one is health and wellness. That is the evergreen niche. If you are able to help people out to lose weight, or help them with the diabetes, or help them with their diet plan, or anything, any sort of outcome that people are seeking in that space, that is important as well. That is one of the hottest niche. And the next one after that is relationship. We all value our relationship. So if you can help people to have their relationship with their siblings, with their parents, with their sons or daughters, and make them work well for them or for their spouses, as a matter of fact, then people are willing to spend money, because that is one of the biggest area that people are looking at. And relationship also includes the relationship with the self as well. If you are helping people out to gain the spiritual independence, or basically help them to elevate from one level to another level, that's another area of relationship. I've covered that as part of relationship as well. And the last but not the least is that people are looking to make money. People are willing to spend money if you can tell them how to make money. You can help them, people to make money through real estate investing. You can help people to make money through stock trading. You can help people to make money via affiliate marketing. You can help people to make money via property investment, anything that you can think of. So if you got a skill set, knowledge or expertise in any of those areas, I encourage you to make digital courses, and that is the way to go. So the first thing is to find your niche. So if you have narrowed down on your niche, that is the excellent thing. The next thing is the process that you move on is your target audience. So let's just say that if you have narrowed down on a niche where you are helping somebody to lose weight, and now you've narrowed down further that you can help somebody lose weight without doing any exercise but just following a diet plan, and you further narrow it down saying that I can help you lose weight with the diet plan of a keto diet or a FODMAP diet or whatever the diet plan that is there. So you just need to narrow it down further to a last degree, or the lowest common denominator, as they say, where you understand that this is the niche that you are working in, or this is the micro niche that you're working in, and then after that you find your target audience. So sorry, I've got a little bit dyslexic here in terms of the spelling for target, but then you need to find out who your target audience is. So let's just say that you basically figured out a way that you want to help people lose weight through a keto diet plan. That is your niche. That is where you're operating under. Now the next step is your target audience. Who is your target audience? You need to clearly articulate your target audience, which is that, are you looking at somebody, are you looking at the women who are working and don't have time? Are you looking at women who are sitting at home or stay at home moms, or women in their middle age who are actually struggling to find the ways to lose weight, and there's a plan or there's a diet plan that you've got which can help them reduce weight? So that is your target audience. So you need to understand who your target audience is. All right. So once you've understood your target audience, the next step is to go down a level further and to find your ICA. What I mean by ICA is basically your ideal customer avatar. This is where you understand who exactly is the person, or that one person who's going to buy your particular product or your course. As a matter of fact, who is that one person? Where does that person live? What is the relationship that they have? This person, are they single? Are they divorced? Do they have kids? Which city do they live in? What sort of car do they drive? You basically get yourself in that person's shoes and understand that who is that one person who's going to buy your product. That is the critical part. So if you basically figure out your niche, if you figure out your target audience, go down to the next level and find the target customer, who is your ideal customer avatar. The next step is to find the pain points of that particular person. So if you are identified that you are looking at women who are trying to lose weight, and you can help them by basically losing weight through a keto diet, because the women are busy and they don't have time to go to gym or exercise at all, but they can follow a diet plan. So good enough. So what are the pain points? The struggling factors that they've got in their life, which is basically stopping them to take that action, or stopping them to do the things that you're asking them to do. So that could be that they are basically short on time. That could be that they need to basically create lunch or dinner for the entire family. They don't have a plan where they can follow for themselves, because it's hard to actually have a plan for their food plan for the entire family, and you have a separate food plan. So what are the pain points? What are the people who are struggling with that? So you need to understand that their pain points. Now the next step is for you to identify that. Now that you know that what your niche is, your target audience is, your ideal customer is, the next thing is basically you develop the pain points as well. You understand what the challenges are, what the problems are, what their dreams are, what the aspirations are. That's what I mean by pain points. The next step is to find the course promise, which is, what is it that your course is going to give them? They're going to go from point A to point B. That's what the intention of your course should be, that you're basically not giving them information, you're basically giving them transformation value. That is one of the most important things, that you need to think in mind that somebody who is buying your course is not a computer. Somebody is buying a course is a real human being who's sitting behind the computer, who are actually taking their wallet out for buying your course. So you need to be clear about what your course promise is, that once somebody is taking a course, at the end of the course, what are they going to get? How are they going to feel about themselves? What results are they going to get out of that course? So you need to really clearly think about or articulate your course promise, so that you are clear in your head in terms of what sort of content that goes in that course which can help them achieve the outcome that they're seeking. It's all about the outcome. It's not about your product. It's not about the course. It's about the outcome that people can get by taking the course that you are promoting. The next step you need to understand is that you need to do some research on your competitor. That is one of the most important things as well. There are people who are already doing certain things. There may be certain people who are doing better than you. There may be certain people who are doing worse than you, but there are already people who are buying something from somewhere. So you need to look into your competition. You need to look into your competition in terms of where is people buying their product from? Where are they buying their product or services at this point of time? And how you can provide a product which is a better. You don't have to be different, but if your product is slightly better than the other person in terms of the value, in terms of the price, it could be any factor. It could be that you're providing a better value. It could be that you're providing the same product at a better price. It could be multiple factors combined together. So do some research on your competition and your market so that you understand that how you're going to basically create or craft your course so that you can help people achieve the outcome better than your competition. That's what the pre-work is all about. So now that you understand that this is what your course promises, this is what the market is at the moment, you need to go to the next level, which is that how are you going to basically present your course? What sort of course are you providing? Are you providing a course which is a pre-recorded course and people can take it at their leisure? Or are you creating some sort of a membership site or a membership course where people basically pay you on a monthly basis and you are drip feeding the content on a monthly basis, or you're adding value on a monthly basis? So you need to think about, is it a one-time course or is it a membership-based course where people are going to get access to more information and you're charging them a monthly fee every time? So now that you understand that this is where you're going to structure your course and this is what your course is going to deliver, you need to think about the course bonuses. That what exactly are you going to provide the bonuses? Because people love bonuses. If you have got a flagship course, you need to basically give them some handouts, give them some other bonuses as part of the product. So think about those bonuses as part of the curriculum design blueprint. I've already told you what are the bonuses that you can create for your particular product. So think about the bonus because that adds the value of the product. So let's say if you got a product which is for $100, and you need to match up certain bonus elements that goes along with the product so that they can feel that they've actually getting a product worth $1,000, which is 10 times the value of the product they're actually buying. So they have to feel that emotion inside them. So think about those bonuses. Now the next step is that now that you understand that this is what your course is going to look like, you need to think about what is the topic. What topic are you choosing? If you are in a weight loss, and we've talked about that you're looking at women, you're looking at keto diet, what sort of topics are you going to cover in that particular thing? And I think that's what it is important for you to work through your structure of the course in terms of the key topic or the key message that you're going to present as part of that one course. Because there could be a time we can have multiple courses, but you can start off with one course and then you can provide the value ladder to go on to the next course. So that's one thing. Some of the pre-work include in terms of your brand name, because it is important for you to have a consistent brand name because you are building a brand for yourself. So think about how you're going to brand, what sort of colors are you going to use, what sort of pictures are you going to use, what sort of copy are you going to use. So that is your branding aspect. So your branding of the course has to gel with your personality as well and your audience's personality as well. So you cannot have a course which doesn't have any brand. So try and bring out the brand element of yourself and also reflect how your course is going to engage with the people on the other side. You need to think about some social proof that you are obviously creating a product, you are creating a course, that what sort of transformation value have you been able to give it to the other people? Have you been able to use that information for yourself and achieve the desired results? That would be one part of it, that you actually implemented a strategy or used that product yourself and you've seen the value and that's what you're teaching. Or it could be that you've actually helped people achieve the outcome, which means that you're expert in a certain field and you've helped people achieve the outcome. So there are two ways to look at it. One is that you've basically done something and achieved the outcome yourself, or have you helped other person to achieve the outcome? And that's where you collect your social proof. So try and get some social proof from your existing customers or from other places where you can actually vouch the product that you're selling. And the next step is for you to understand the delivery of the course. So there are different ways you can actually deliver a course. The first is a pre-recorded course. So you can actually have a pre-recorded course. If you look at it up here, I'm talking about a pre-recorded course, which means you've got a module which is already created and you just publish those modules and you are basically providing those modules for people to consume. That is a pre-recorded version. The next one is a live course, which is a challenge-based course that you actually not doing a pre-recorded version, but you are providing a course which is, let's say, a drip-fed content over the next 4-week period, and you're bringing people onto your group, which could be a Facebook group, and you're delivering a course on a weekly basis in a live mode. That's what another delivery framework is. So you're basically delivering the course live. There could be another way of looking at it. You can have another one is basically just trying to put it up here. You can have another live which is drip feed. So the third is basically you're creating a course which is a live course, but it's a drip feed, which means you've already created the version of the course and you're drip feeding as and when you're bringing people into your Facebook group, or as and when you're actually delivering the message, which means that there is a recorded element of the course which is there and people are consuming that information, but you're going in your Facebook group and you're helping people through the journey while they're taking the course up. So you need to think about those framework, those things in terms of how you want to structure your course. So that's the pre-work course. So once you've done your pre-work, once you understand your customer, you understand your niche, you understand your target audience, the next step is to make your course. And this is where you need to go through certain aspects to understand what goes inside your course. All right. So you need to think about what goes inside your course. So now the first thing is for you to research the content. So you need to research on the content for your course. So there are various places you can go and research about a particular topic or a content, and I can just show you some of those ideas. But essentially what you can do, I'm just going to bring it further down. So research your course content. There are various places where you can go to research your course content. Let me just show it to you. One of the places where you can actually go and search content. So let's just say you want to make a course, or you've decided to make a course on the keto diet, or basically helping people to lose weight using keto diet. So now what sort of content that needs to go inside that? So the first place you can actually go to this place called Answer the Public. So I'm just going to open up my browser and show it to you that how you can find out. All right, so let's just go into the place where I can show it to you that how you can actually find the ideas for your content. So let's just go to a place called Answer the Public. So what you've got in front of you is Answer the Public. So let's say if you want to make a course on weight loss and you want to use keto diet plan as a plan for people to help reduce the weight loss. So let's just say if you come here and this is a paid service as well, but you can at least do 3 searches a day. So that is good enough for you. So if I just put in keto diet plan, let's see what comes out of that. So let's just put keto diet plan. And if I search for that, what you're going to get now, let's just see what comes out. So it's going to do a bit of a search here. And it's going to show me some information. All right, so now when you look at this information, it basically gives you so much information available here for you to decide what sort of content you want to put inside, because this is what people are asking. This is what people are asking. So you look at that. People are asking, what is a keto diet plan India? Which keto diet plan is the best? Which keto diet plan is the best? What is a keto diet plan for beginners? What is a keto diet plan for vegetarian? What is a keto diet plan in Hindi? What is a keto diet plan in Urdu? So you see a lot of people are asking what question, a lot of people are asking question, what is a keto diet plan? And how does a keto plan diet work? So that is one of the important questions, that how does it work? And then there's another question here, how to start a keto diet plan. So how does it work and how do you start a keto diet plan? How to follow a keto diet plan? What is a keto diet plan for vegetarian? So there are a lot of questions that are coming out of that. So go through this site, try out certain different keywords that are there, and you should be able to figure out some sort of idea that you can use for your content. So go through this site, keto diet plan, is it free? Is it safe? People are asking about the safety of that. So there could be a content about how to do a keto diet, what sort of keto diet plan you should follow. Is it a keto diet plan for vegetarian if you're targeting the vegetarian people, and is it safe? So you can have all those content. That'll basically give you the idea for you to put in the content inside of the course that you're putting together. So look at that. There's another question people are asking: keto diet plan to reduce the belly fat. So if you want to be more specific that how you can use the keto diet to reduce the belly fat, then that is another option for you. So go through this site called Answer the Public, and that'll give you enough information for you to come up with a lot of ideas in terms of the content that you can put inside your course. So you see, keto diet plan versus paleo. So that is another kind of idea that you can get, that how do you compare a keto diet plan to a paleo diet, which is already there. So you can have some sort of a content comparing different plans, comparing different diet plans that are there. And keto diet plans and recipes. So that's another area. So which means that you could have a course which will have the content about the recipes as well, not just about the keto diet. You talk about keto diet, you talk about how to do a keto diet, you talk about what are the advantages, what are the disadvantages, what is a plan that you can follow, give them the curriculum in terms of how to follow this plan's certain structure. And you can also have a plan, and you can also have a recipe in that. And then if you see keto diet plan and exercise, that's another area where people are looking at. So let me just go down. See that? So these are the different things that you can do. So you see that keto diet plan book, keto diet plan breakfast, keto diet plan for bodybuilding. This is another thing, keto diet plan by age. So there's a heaps of information that is there, and you can actually find out a lot of information from this particular site for you to be able to come up with the content ideas within your course. Again, it really depends upon your niche. It really depends upon your target audience. It depends upon the problem that you're solving for your target audience. So once you understand that, putting up a content is absolutely a cakewalk for you guys. So that's just one of the sites that I've mentioned up here. The other place where you can go is to find out, if you really want to find out, you can go to Amazon Kindle. So that's another brilliant site that you can go to. So what I do is that go to Amazon. So go to Amazon. And once you come onto the Amazon, I'm just going to show it to you how it works. So once you come onto the Amazon, it could be anywhere. So go and search for Amazon Kindle store. Go to the Kindle store. Don't go to the shopping. You can go to shopping as well, but go to the Kindle store. And once you go into the Kindle store, what you can do is that put keto diet. So once you put in the keto diet, what you'll see here is something brilliant. So I want to showcase to you so that you have got a resource in your hand, and you can use these resources to your advantage. You don't have to worry about finding out the resources. So my intention is to give you all the information and make you resourceful so that you can actually go ahead and do your due diligence and find out what exactly should go inside the plan. So let's just say if there is a book called Keto Diet, so you click on that book, which is a keto diet, and which basically is talking about a 30-day plan to lose weight, balance hormones, boost brain health, and reverse disease. So you see the topic itself is giving you content. The topic itself is telling you what sort of content you can put in your plan. Again, it really depends upon your target audience and the ICA or ideal customer that you've chosen. And then based on that, you can find out the content. So let's just say if I go to this book, I click on that book, and what it gives me is that give me something which is brilliant information that is coming here. So if you look at this, what you got in front is basically the chapter. You got the table of contents for a particular book, and if you look at that, the chapter 1 talks about keto diet that works when nothing else will. It talks about keto diet advantage, how to start the ketosis process, a user's guide to keto diet, and then it goes to the part 2, which is keto metabolism makeover, your brain on keto and cancer. So there's a heaps of information in there. So what you can do is that I've told you the first resource, go to Answer the Public, see what questions people are asking. Next step for you is that if you really want to go further deep inside, go to Kindle store, search for books which are there available on the keto and that particular topic I'm talking about. You can search for any other topic. If you want to talk about sales, you can talk about sales. You can talk about relationship. Almost every topic is available on Kindle anyway. So go through that, and you should be in a position for you to be able to identify what are these things that are there? Some of these things: keto basic plan, keto fasting plan, keto vegan plan, keto collagen boosting plan, keto cancer plans, forever keto cycling plan. So imagine that what is going inside that book, and that's what you need to find out. So what you can do is that a similar thing you can and similarly you can actually go to and find another keto diet, which is this book that I picked up. So if you pick up this book, A Practical Approach to Health and Weight Loss with 100 plus easy low carb recipes. So if you're talking about recipe, then find a book which is on a keto recipe that is there. And what you do is that go through that, and this is the hack that I'm telling it to you. Not many people follow this, but if you follow this plan, you can actually find out your content within 10 minutes. So if you spend 10 minutes of your time looking at these resources, you'll be in a position to actually find out what goes inside your course, because that is the most important thing. We don't want to waste time, and we don't want to just reinvent the wheel, because there is a lot of information that is available. What you need to do is that package that information and go to your target audience and to solve their problem diligently. And I think that's what the intention is here. So go through that, you go to chapter, it's all about keto, and then you go and they talk about ketogenic food and shopping list, talks about fats and oil, proteins, vegetables, fruits, nuts and seeds. So you see where I'm going? What I want to show it to you is that become resourceful for you to be able to find the content in your particular niche, in your particular course area, in your particular topic, so that you can find out the content for your courses. So that's another source that you can go. So we talked about Answer the Public. We talked about Amazon Kindle. Go to YouTube. So let me just now take you through YouTube. So YouTube is one of the greatest sources as well. And I think the reason it is one of the greatest sources because it is the second largest search engine after Google, which obviously you know that YouTube is now owned by Google. So if you search on a keto diet, and if you're talking about a meal plan, if you're talking about a beginner, just think about what exactly is your target audience and what exactly are you looking at. So that's where the thing is for you to understand what do you want to search. So if you're talking about keto diet recipes, just click on that recipe. Let's just say if you are talking about just recipe only, you're telling people how to lose weight using the keto diet recipes or a specific recipes that you can use. So let's just say if pick up one of the videos that is there, which has got 1.8 million views. So 18 keto diet recipes that are there. So click on that video, and once I go through that video, the next thing you want to go is basically go through that video and see what people are talking about. That is where the challenge is. What people are talking about. People are talking about certain comments, and people are making certain comments. Was the coffee just thrown in? Just trying to look at something. Look at these comments, and if you start reading through these comments which are available on the YouTube videos which people have already done, which means that if looking at this video, like 100 million people have watched this video, which means that a lot of people have put in the comments here. So this is where you can find some sort of inspiration in terms of ideas of what sort of content that you need to put in your course. So another good way to look at it. So if you just search on a keto diet, then what comes out? So let's just say keto diet for beginners that is coming, which has got 4.5 in fact 5 million, close to 5 million views that are there. So if you look at that, will that keto make my voice like yours? That's a funny comment, but what is it people are talking about? Let's just go through that and see what sort of information that you can find out here. I did not want to take medication or insulin injection. Thankfully, I found this website, dietdoctor.com. So you can go through that and read through those comments for you to get some inspiration in terms of the content that you want to put. I'm just giving you information so that you could become resourceful for you to be able to basically go ahead and start creating your content. So you don't have to spend hours and hours looking for content or think about or reinventing the wheels. The essential thing is that you go out and become resourceful and find the content which makes sense to you guys. So that's another thing, another strategy that YouTube is another place that you want to go. The other place you could go is Quora. Quora is another good place. So if you go to Quora.com, don't worry about it. I'm going to put all the resources up for you guys to have a look at it. So if you go to Quora.com, this is what Quora comes up. So if in you there's a plane crossing over now. So if you go to the Quora and search for keto diet, There is so much information that is there on Quora itself. So keto diet, let's just search for keto diet itself. Don't have to be fancy about the specifics. My intention is to give you the information. It's up to you to use that information wisely and for you to become resourceful. So let's say, what are the benefits of keto diet? There are 266 comments, and let's say if you're talking about keto diet is safe or not. So let's just say what people are asking. So this is a good site. What you can do is that you can come here and read all these comments that people are putting in there. And this will give you an idea about what people are talking about, what people are looking at, because these are real comments. These are not bots, or these are not people who are not, these are real people who are actually sitting behind and searching for content. And those are the people who are going to validate your course itself. So again, my intention is for you to be able to become resourceful, for you to be able to have those ideas and not look into creating or reinventing the whole thing. You've got some expertise, you've got some knowledge, so bring that knowledge and use the information that is already available and package that knowledge up so that you can actually create something which is valuable. Because the reason is that there's a lot of information that is available. There is a lot of disjointed information. So if you can combine that information together and package that properly and keep it to your audience, that is something that is you can do. You're going to be successful in your courses. So that's one thing that you can do. And I can go through other resources as well if you want, but essentially you can go through Google. Again, Google is another site. So just search for Google, and if you search for Google on just keto diet itself, it's going to give you similar information that is going to come through. So what you do is that go to the bottom of that Google. Don't look into any of these things. Just go to the bottom of that, and what you see is that here at the bottom, you see what people are searching. People are searching on keto diet recipes. People are searching for keto diet plan for beginners, keto diet menu for beginners, keto diet explain, keto diet breakfast is another area that people are looking at. So you could really be focusing on just keto diet plan for breakfast, how keto diet and breakfast can actually help you reduce weight. That could be a super niche in there. But again, the idea is to give you all the information for you to search through. But Google is another resource, and go at the bottom of the Google and you'll be able to find some more information. And I'm going to give you all the other stuff, but again, the other places you can go is BuzzSumo. So go to a resource called Buzz. So the next site that I mentioned to you is BuzzSumo. So you go to the BuzzSumo website, and what you do is basically just come back here, and essentially what you need to do is search for search for the keyword again. So keto diet plan. What it allows you to do is just search through keto diet plan, and what it allows you to do is basically it searches for various articles that are floating around on the internet, and it tells you what sort of engagement, like let's say keto diet menu 7-day meal plan for beginners to lose whatever 10 lbs through that. There's an article. It has got a 95 engagement on Twitter, which is a really good engagement, and it has got 47.6 Pinterest shares as well. So you can go through that and see what sort of comment people are having, what sort of content which is floating around on the internet with regards to the keto diet. So that's just my humble opinion for you to become resourceful and for you to be able to search. The other information, I'm not going through everything in detail, but I'm going to give you the resources. The other information you can go through is a place called Reddit, which is another place where you can actually find out information. One of the best things where you can go on LinkedIn as well, but one of the best things that I would suggest you to go is go to Facebook. So what I want to do is basically go to Facebook. So once you go into the Facebook and you open up Facebook, you'll come up. So on the Facebook, there are thousands of groups that are there. So what I want you to do is basically come back here and go to the groups and search for a group in Facebook which is specific to the keto diet. You see that there are so much, so it's going to come up with these groups up there. So if you see up there, there are heaps of groups that comes up. So if I search see all, there's a Keto AF which has got 4,500 members. There's Keto Diet for Beginners which has got 273,000 members. Keto and Low Carb Recipe for Beginners has got 2.2 million members. So This is one of the best strategy that you can use to actually find out your audience and hang out with your audience and to provide the value for your audience. So what I want you to do now is basically go to the Facebook, look at the topic or the course or things that you're actually interested in, that developing it, join these groups because you've got a certain niche. Join some of these groups together. Once you join these groups, what I want you to do, I don't want you to do anything in these groups. Two things what I want you to do. One thing is that start looking at what people are asking or what people are suggesting, what are the comments people are making. That will tell you that, because all of these people in these groups are the real people who are actually looking for keto diet. So join 2 or 3 different groups that are there. If you're talking about beginners, just join the keto diet for beginner. If you're talking about keto diet for recipes, then join this group as well. So try and look what is resonating with your offer or your content that you are creating. Join these groups and follow the conversation that is happening within the group as a passive audience, and you'll be able to give tons of ideas because people are there. They are talking about various things that they need or the problem that they're having. Your intention is to pick up those lines of thoughts and basically create your content around that. That'll give you heaps of information for you to be able to create your content, and that's where the journey would start for you. I'm not talking about the list building in this point of time or how to create your email list, but I will come back to that at a separate strategy lesson where I'm going to teach you how to actually siphon off the audience from these big groups into your group or into your business for you to be able to become successful, for you to have a warm audience where you can launch your product. That is something for the later date. But at this point of time, since we're talking about just content and how to make your courses, think about that. Go to Facebook groups. Search for those Facebook groups, join these Facebook groups and start listening to what people are talking about. And once you start listening to these people, that'll basically give you enough information for you to pick up the areas of expertise or courses or content that you can put inside your course. So that's it in terms of the you can go to LinkedIn as well, but I think it really depends upon, I've given you enough resources. So the first one is Answer the Public. You got Amazon Kindle, you got YouTube, you got Quora, you got Google, you got BuzzSumo, you got Reddit, and you got Facebook groups as well. You can go to Uber Suggest as well, which is really cool as well. So I don't want to get into that because I want to go further deep down in terms of what exactly is the next step. So now that you've understood your content, let's just bring it down here. So now that you research your content, in fact, now that you research, you've done your pre-work, you understand your audience. Now that you research your content, the next thing is for you to basically start dumping your ideas. So create a mind map like this, download a software, which basically helps you create your mind map. Start brain dumping all of your ideas that are there. Dump all of your ideas and whatever that is coming to your mind, whatever that you're learning from all of these places. And that next step is for you to put your ideas into the module. The way you want to structure your course is that you want to have a module, and then in each of those modules, you're going to have lessons. So organize your thoughts and clear up ideas in your head and start preparing what sort of modules you're going to put to have. So whatever course that you're creating, are you creating a tripwire? Are you creating a signature course or a core offer that you've got, or are you creating a profit maximizer, and how are you delivering your course as well, which is important. But now start creating your ideas into the modules, and the next step is basically for you to create your lessons for each of those modules. So you've done that, you understand that, you got all the information. Now you can start creating the downloads, the handouts, the worksheet. So if people are coming from a point A to point B, you're taking people onto a journey. Start creating those additional handouts, workbooks, content, whatever that needs to go along with your particular course. That could become your bonus content or something that you want to share with people while they are taking this course up. So start creating those, and I've already given you enough information for you to find out and create those beautiful resources. So that's all done. Course delivery framework. I've talked about course delivery up in terms of how you want to deliver your course, which is about are you going to do a pre-recorded course, or are you going to basically deliver your course through, let's say, a 4-week live challenge where you're going to give content in every week when you go into the Facebook Live. Or you could have a way where you can actually have a pre-recorded course and then you actually delivering the course or opening up the course just before when you go into the Facebook Live. So that is a strategy that I can talk about later on. But essentially, you think about the delivery framework. That'll also tell you how to structure your course. Create the content, which obviously you are creating the content, because now that you understood what needs to be done and how it needs to be done, start creating the content. Obviously, next step for you is to produce and edit your course lessons. And after that, you basically upload and organize your course delivery. All right, so that's all done. So you're basically now at a stage where you understand your target audience, where you understand your niche, your target audience, your customer pain points, you understand the structure of your course, you understand the content of your course, you've basically done all the research, and you know what you are going to talk about. What is it that people are looking at? What is it that you can sell into the market? So all that work has been done. So once that work is done, you go to the next stage, which is the next stage is all about mobilizing your course. This is where you mobilize your course. So this is where you start doing the first thing you do is your technology setup. So let me just go back here, and I'm going to shrink it further down, and then I'm going to open for you. So the next step is the technology setup. So when you're doing your technology setup for your coaching business or your digital courses business, you need to think about a few things. You need to make some key considerations that is there in front of you. So you need to think about that there is going to be a there's going to be a one-time setup cost for whatever software that you're buying. There could be a monthly recurring cost and your technical knowledge. So the decision that you're going to make in terms of your technology will be dependent on your one-time setup cost, your monthly recurring cost that you're going to use for basically using various platforms and things that you have to use for delivering your course. And it also, the biggest factor for this whole thing is going to be determined by your know-how or your knowledge about technology. If you are a person who is not good at technology, or you basically struggle with it, then you'll have to find out the tools that are user-friendly, tools that are maybe a little expensive, but it helps you out. But if you do it by yourself kind of person, and you can understand and you can get your hands dirty and you can work with technology, then you will make an alternative choice. But as part of the digital coaching setup challenge, I've given you some assistance in terms of the course, in terms of the technology that you have to use. But essentially, these are the key things. So that'll basically, your know-how, your understanding of the technology is going to basically determine everything in terms of what platform you choose. Now you've done this whole thing, you go to what sort of offer. I think I've already talked about it, that whether it's a course or a membership. So you need to think about your technology setup also depends upon what type of course are you offering. Are you offering just a one-time course, or are you offering a membership-based course, and how you're feeding the content? So all those key things will basically determine what are the technology setup that you need for your course hosting platform and for places where you can actually do your business. Next thing you need to keep in mind is the scalability part as well. You need to understand that what sort of numbers are you talking about? Are you talking about 100 people, 200 people, or are you talking about 10,000 people coming into a platform? So really need to think about scalability. It's not important, but it is something that you need to keep in mind, because there are places where you can actually create your courses and you can have up to 100 members for free. There is no charge for that. You can set up your course that way, but there are some limitations for that as well. But it really depends upon these questions. So think about these questions in terms of the setup cost, in terms of your know-how of the technology, in terms of the scalability, and in terms of the customer experience. That is one of the important things as well, because there are certain platforms which are really user-friendly and the customer experience is really nice. And there are certain things which are cheap, which basically doesn't give you the customer experience. In terms of the customer doesn't really get the experience that you want to give them. So all these things needs to be considered for you to be able to make a decision. And that's where I want to tell you that you need to do your technology due diligence. So once you understand that, the next step is for you to actually do your course recording. So for you to be able to do your, let's just say, I hope that you're able to see it. So let's just say for the course recording, you obviously need two things. One is the hardware, one is the software. So in terms of the hardware, you obviously need a mic. You can have a condenser mic, you can have a lapel mic like this. Sorry, you can have a condenser mic which is up here, or you could have a lapel mic, just which I want to show it to you. So you can have a lapel mic which goes into your camera, or however you want to record your setup, just put it up here and that could work for you. So it really depends upon your preference in terms of how you have set up your environment or your studio for doing the recording. So you basically choose a mic. You need to have a camera, obviously. You can use a phone if you want, and you can use a webcam. It really depends upon your preference. It really depends upon obviously how you're structuring your setup in terms of how you're going to produce your content. So those two things are important. Something important, that if you really want a green screen or not, if you've got a nice background, that is fine. But if you don't have a background, then you can use a green screen so that you can actually change your background image, and things could be done differently. Think about your lighting, which is inside the house or place where you're actually doing the recording. What sort of light is coming onto you so that you want to make a professional video. So you need to give that as a consideration as well. And that's the hardware part of it. Let's come down to the software part of it. Two essential software that you need. You need one for the video editing, and you need one for screen recording. Video editing, obviously, it depends upon whether you're using a mobile or whether you're using a PC. So I do my video editing on mobile as well as PC. I've got sometimes I shoot my videos on mobile itself, and I can do a straight edit onto the mobile as well. Sometimes I record it on through webcam onto my laptop and then do editing onto the computer. That's just something. So I'm going to give you all the details later on as well as we progress along. But essentially, you need to think about the video editing. Then you need to think about the screen recording. So you need to find out a software that you want for screen recording. I'll show you with some links that I'm using for my personal business. I'm using Screencast-O-Matic, which is one of the great software for doing screen recording. Two things you need to keep in mind when you're actually buying a screen recording software. That do you want just a one-time software which basically stores everything onto your hard drive, or do you want to have a software which allows you to do your video hosting as well? Because there are certain softwares that basically are a one-time fees, and which means you do a screen recording and you do editing and everything is stored on your hard disk. But there are certain places like Screencast-O-Matic has got an option where you can actually do a screen recording and create this video that I'm doing at this point of time, and the video is now available online as well. It basically is stored onto the cloud storage as well, which comes as part of the package as well, which means that the video is available and I can share that video, and I can use that video into my course hosting platform if I have to, or put it on YouTube as well. So key things to keep in mind. So those are the things that you need to keep in mind from the technology perspective. Now we're in this mobilization phase at the moment where you're basically doing the entire setup. All right, next thing that I want to touch upon is that in the mobilization phase itself, you need to now think about how you're going to market and sell your course. That is, course sales and marketing is something that is important for you. So you've gone through the curriculum design blueprint. I've talked about other things. If you come through the digital coaching accelerator program, you will have understanding of how we need to set this whole thing up. But just give you a quick rundown, because I'm giving you a checklist for you to understand. I'm not giving a detailed lesson of how to set it up, because that is outside the scope of this particular video. But as part of this video, I want to show it to you that the things that you need to keep in mind. It's not about it's about the things that you need to keep in mind before you're doing certain things. So course sales and marketing, obviously you need a sales funnel. So sales funnel is something that how you're going to basically attract people, and what are you going to give away people as part of the lead magnet for them to come into your system. So the first part is lead magnet, that what are you going to give to a customer who is basically coming cold into your system so that you can capture the email ID. I think I've talked about as part of the digital coaching accelerator program. You know about lead magnet. And then you need to have an entire course sales funnel. That what is the process of you selling these courses? Are you just giving them the lead magnet, or from the lead magnet you're basically sending them onto the sales page and for them to be able to come and buy your course? Or are you basically creating the lead magnet and then having an email which goes out to them, inviting them to a webinar for you to basically promote your course? Again, you need to think about it in your head in terms of how you want to have your sales funnel ready, because this is one of the important tasks for you. So again, sales funnel, lead magnet, and the entire funnel in terms of the sequence of a journey from a customer who is not still a customer, who is just a prospect, or just somebody who's come across your ad, or somebody who's come across your information on the internet. What is the customer journey looking like, and how do you want to have that flow come through so that they can come into your system and buy your product? So that's from the sales funnel perspective. The next step is your personal website. So obviously you need to have your personal website, and we're creating your own brand. So you need to have your personal website. Again, couple of things you need to keep in mind when I'm talking about considerations here is that how much tech savvy are you? That really depends, or that really will determine that what exactly is the setup that you need. If you are tech savvy, you can use WordPress. If you don't, couple of things. So you need to have two things in mind. If you are tech savvy, or you're not tech savvy, you want to basically spend some monthly cost, and what sort of cost is available for you to host your website. The options that you've got here, the options that I want to show to you is that you've got two options. Either you've got a WordPress, which is really great if you want to have the full control of your website, and or you can have a drag and drop builders as well. There are a lot of options that are available. There is Symboli, there is Wix, there is Squarespace. A lot of websites are there which basically allows you to create your own website. So think about that. This is all about core sales and marketing. So your branding comes first, your sales funnel, your personal website. And obviously, going further, you need to buy your domain name. You need to have a course hosting platform. We talked about what sort of platform you need. And then you need to have an email marketing and automation and video hosting platform. So these are the sort of things that you need for you to be able to launch your course. And I want to give you entire information so that you basically go through this sequentially and you can see that where are you at this point of time and what are the steps that you need to further take for you to create your entire structure or your system properly. Sales funnel, personal website, get a domain name. Think about the hosting platform or the platform that you're going to use to basically service your audience where you're going to host the course. You can have multiple options there. And you can have email marketing automation, which means that how you're going to communicate back to your audience. And that could be either ConvertKit or GetResponse, MailChimp, MailerLite, MooSend, to name a few. There are hundreds of other email service providers that are there. So it's completely up to you in terms of how you want to set that thing up. So keep that in mind. As part of the Digital Coaching Accelerator, I've given you my recommendation. But again, once you've done your core sales and marketing and you understand the key things, you basically create the course funnel. So now that you understand the technology setup and you got your technology going, you need to really you need to basically create your sales funnel. That is the most important part. You need to have the messaging right in your sales funnel so that you can attract the audience who are the cold audience who are coming in looking at your sales page. It should have a compelling copy. As part of the curriculum design blueprint, you've seen it, what I've mentioned in terms of how you need to structure your sales pages. So have a compelling headline, get that emotional feeling for people to actually have that resonance with the product or outcome that they can get, and also have that fear of missing out factor in your sales page, which means that if they're not able to buy the product, which means they're missing out on something. That is something that is critical for people to actually make a decision. It helps people to make that sort of decision. So you've done your core sales funnel. Once it's all done, the next step is for you to have the subscriber email sequence. So by this time you understand the email automation. So you need to have the entire email sequence ready, that when somebody comes in through your landing page onto your lead magnet, what message is going to go back to them. When somebody comes through your lead magnet to your landing page, what sort of follow-up sequence you want to have so that they can come back and buy that product, because no one is going to buy, let's say, your product in the first time itself. So what sort of messaging that you need to have. If you are creating a webinar and you're inviting people to the webinar, what sort of sequence do you need to follow? So keep that in mind. This is all about technology setup and mobilization. So you keep that in mind. The next step is for you to think about the payment, refunds, and receipt setup. So people want payments to be made through PayPal or Stripe or whatever thing that you're using. And what sort of refund mechanism you've got in place. If you are providing some sort of refund or giving a 30-day money back guarantee to your courses, then how are you going to do the refund? What sort of channel you've got open up for people to ask for any suggestion or any comment. So think about those options so that you've got your email ID set up, you've got your structure set up for you to basically answer people's question, objections, giving them refunds, giving the receipt of the payments and everything. So that's the whole thing that you can do. Now we've done this pre-work, we've done our course, we've mobilized our technology setup, it's all ready to go. The next step for you is to market it. This is where you need to start marketing your course. And I think what I want to share with you is that what you do is that you create a private Facebook group. The first thing that I want you to do is create yourself a private Facebook group. So once you've got your private Facebook group, you can attract people coming into that group, and that's what is your private community, where you start engaging with your audience who are part of your community, who have actually bought your course, or some people who are just you're inviting into your Facebook group and talking to them and warming them up for your course. So again, create a Facebook group. And the next step is for you to generate organic leads through social media, which is doing Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube. There are various channels out there, and as part of the traffic generation blueprint, I've mentioned strategies up there, and I'm going to talk about those strategies in detail as well. But essentially, you start doing some Facebook Live before you're launching your course. So ideally 4 weeks before the launch of your course, you should start doing Facebook Lives. And in that Facebook Live, you basically provide valuable information to your audience and bring them into your Facebook group. So you can do a Facebook Live through your personal or a business page that you have created. Start bringing people into your Facebook group and start nurturing them through your Facebook group, so that when your course is ready, you are in a position for inviting them to the webinar and they are in the position to buy themselves. All right. So you can start putting up through LinkedIn. If you are in a specific area which is like a career growth niche, LinkedIn is one of the best platforms for professional networks. So you can start engaging and having some communication going in that platform. Or you can use Instagram, or you can use YouTube, depending on what platform you choose. You don't have to use all of the platforms, but I think Facebook Live and Instagram and LinkedIn are reasonably good to start off, and then you can go to YouTube as well. Once you're ready with that, you basically create your social media campaign. That was the first one, is more through the organic lead, but you need to start doing some paid traffic as well. So start creating a social media campaign. This is where your Facebook ads come in. Start putting the Facebook ads so that you can warm up the audience when you've got your product ready, and then start driving the traffic and retargeting the traffic. So that's another session that I can talk about in terms of retargeting. But essentially, this is all about marketing. This is all about your product is now ready. You are willing to go to the market, and how do you go to the market is something that you need to keep in mind. Basically going through the Facebook group, then you create an organic traffic coming through your Facebook group or your pages. You also create a social media campaign, which is a paid campaign. So it's a mix of your organic strategy versus your paid strategy for you to be able to drive traffic and then retarget that traffic. So this module is pretty much a summary. I want to give you a quick rundown in terms of what are the checklists and what are the things that needs to be kept in mind when you're actually creating a digital course. So it's not an entire session about every step in detail, because that is something which I'm doing as part of the whole digital coaching accelerator program. But my intention is that I can give you a checklist so that you can go through that checklist and you understand the things that you need to do and the things that you must have missed out, or give you some ideas about it. So now at this stage, you basically got marketing strategy right. You've got your course running. The next step is people are now coming and your course. So now what you need to think about is that when people buy your course, what is their customer journey going to look like? That is one of the important. People miss out on this part, is that once the customer has come into your system, you're not basically leaving them dry. You're not leaving them hanging them dry. You're basically helping them achieve the outcome that you promised as part of the course. And that is what going to be the differentiating factor. That is going to something which is going to keep you apart from the other competitors who are actually selling a product and not providing the value after that. If you want to create your business which is a longevity, which has got some long-term plan, they need to basically build up a tribe, build up a community of people who are your followers. And you need to think about these things in your head in terms of what happens when they buy your course. What emails do they get? What do you want to do them next? And what tags or segmentation do you need in the CRM platform, which is the email automation of tags are going to use, so that you basically can segment your customers, who are your people who bought the course, or some other people who are interested in the course, some of people who have just come into the system but they haven't bought the course. So think about those sort of things in terms of what your customer journey is going to look like, because that will help you structure your system. That will help you basically mobilize your system properly, so that there's a seamless customer experience and people are basically getting the best of everything that they need. The next step is for you to nurture and grow your tribe. This is the step where I'm talking about that you need to basically create your following. You need to create your fans so people can actually resonate with you. And this is where you nurture and grow your tribe. And that course which is coming, talking about the tribe building. But at this point of time, I just want to keep it light for you to understand. And the last one is basically customer engagement, which means that when somebody is taking your course, you need to understand that what is the engagement level. How many people are completing those courses? What sort of people are basically following your course through, and what sort of help and support they need as part of the course that you've sold them. So think about those things and think about a plan in place that how you're going to basically keep your customers or your community engaging throughout. So that was it for me as part of this particular session, where I just wanted to give you a complete rundown or a checklist, a fast track checklist. We've taken roughly around an hour or so to finish this whole thing up, but I wanted to give you enough information for you to become comfortable, and for you to have a checklist in front, for you to understand the steps that needs to be followed for you to create your successful digital course. And I hope that you found this session useful, and I hope that you found it valuable. And thank you so much for watching this video. I will try and create some more information for you guys going forward. Have a great day.